Are you sure about this?
Yep. Let's get started, shall we? All right. I'll take the first handcuff, and you take the second.
All right.
Okay?
Oh, you comfy?
Well, as comfy as I can be.
Don't worry, man. I got the keys. I'm just gonna sit over here and relax.
Okay, I'll just be over here doing the review. I'll tell you when I'm done so you can uncuff me from these friggin' things.
Oh my god, my heart. Oh, it hurts.
Bob, are you okay?
No.
Jeez. Damn.
Oh god, it hurts. Oh god. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Bob. Jeez. Jesus. Please. Oh. Help! Help! Oh shit. Jesus Christ, you gotta be kidding me. Oh man. What the hell am I gonna do now? Oh, shit. Oh. 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 Damn. What the hell am I gonna do? Bob is laying on the floor, probably dead, and I'm handcuffed. Well, while I'm waiting for somebody to try to rescue me, this did actually remind me of the movie I was going to talk to you guys about, Netflix Nights, number 26, where I'll be talking about Gerald's Game. But before I do, let's see what the good folks over at Netflix have for a synopsis for us today, shall we? When her husband's sex game goes wrong, Jessie, handcuffed to a bed in a remote lake house, faces warped visions, dark secrets, and a dire choice. Rated TVMA and from 2017. And, you know, this was a movie I was really interested in wanting to check out for a number of reasons. One being that I actually am a big Stephen King fan. I don't love everything Stephen King has ever written, but I tend to really like a lot of his stuff. And I believe the book to this film is actually originally written, I believe, in 1992. And the idea is basically this couple who the flame has sort of gone out in their relationship. They end up kind of deciding, oh, we're going to go to our lake house and we are going to try to spice up our, love life. Handcuffs and kind of, maybe a kinkier side to things. And when things start to get hot and heavy between them, she panics. And basically, at that point, he's kind of frustrated and he ends up having a heart attack and dies right there on the spot. And because now she's completely handcuffed, she can't get out. It's remote. No one's around. And she has to figure out how the hell to get out of this situation. And, you know, the acting in this is phenomenal. Carla, I think, Gugino, believe I'm saying it right, she is phenomenal in the movie. She's absolutely great. She plays Jessie, and she is, like I said, phenomenal. She has to play scared. She has to play vulnerable. She has to play tough. She has to play creepy at times, too. She also has to not exactly be the damsel in distress. And for a movie like this, with her handcuffed like that, it's hard to not be the damsel in distress. She actually pulls it off really well. She does a great job in this role. And you gotta give her a lot of credit because she's not exactly, you know, the character is not exactly the most strongest female in the world. So you're thinking, oh man, she's gonna be, you know, weak and fragile, and she has to be at times, but she's also incredibly strong, incredibly resourceful, and she really is smart in the way she figures things out. You also have Bruce Greenwood playing her husband, and yes, he has a heart attack in the movie, and yes, he's out of the movie pretty quickly, but Jessie ends up conjuring imaginations of him in her head. So while she's strapped to the bed with handcuffs, he is actually talking to her kind of like in her subconscious. And so he's still in the movie. And I love the way he plays the character. He plays the character, you know, very sarcastically, very in your face. Somebody who tells it like it is, a little bit sexist as well. Um, these are all the things that she's thinking inside her head, but he is the one projecting it so that, you know, it comes out in her head, but it's him telling her these things. I thought it was fantastic. I love that a lot. And you know what? Also, you have Henry Thomas in this movie, and Henry Thomas plays Jesse's father in flashback sequences. And Jesse's father is a real. He's a terrible guy. And I won't spoil it for what happens to Jesse in the flashbacks, but you could see why she's traumatized. You could see why sort of her psyche is the way it is. You could see why she would marry a guy like Bruce Greenwood. Why she is as uncomfortable as she is in certain situations. A lot of it stems from the father. And again, I won't spoil it, but I think it's pretty interesting. And Henry Thomas does a really great job in the role. You also have this actor, and I forget the name of the actor now. He was on Twin Peaks. He played the really tall guy, big, weird facial features. He plays this sort of character in the movie that you don't know whether he's real or he's not. He could be a figment of Jesse's imagination. He could be there and just sort of watching her and waiting till she dies. I didn't really know, and it's kind of tough to say whether or not it was real. I mean, it's real to the extent that Jesse believes it's real. And you have to go along with Jesse. You don't know whether it's real or not, but you're hoping that if it's real, she better get out of this. If it's not, then boy, she's really losing it, and she's got to get out of this anyway. But that actor playing this character is very creepy. I love the eyes. The eyes are so creepy. They must have done something with CGI with the eyes because it looks so menacing and so terrifying. I was watching this movie and I was like, it would cut to that character and it would have a close up, and the close up I would be like, oh my god, it was just it really got to me at times. It was really effective. And, this movie is directed by Mike Flanagan. Now, Mike Flanagan is no stranger to these type of psychological movies or horror movies in general. He directed the Netflix movie Hush, which I absolutely recommend to you guys. I think Hush is really, really great movie. He also directed Oculus, which I'm not a huge fan of Oculus. I like Oculus, but I'm not in love with it. He also directed, I believe, Ouija 2, Origin of Evil, which is not a terrible movie. It's actually much better than the first film is. So he's got a pretty decent track record. I do like his films overall, and I think he does a fantastic job with this movie. A lot of people consider this book unfilmable. The thing about it is the book is about 400 pages long, and it was probably hard for Stephen King to sustain the drama and sustain sort of a reader's interest in the book when it's just one character handcuffed to a bed. So imagine a movie. So I thought Mike Flanagan did a fantastic job with the movie, kept the interest up, did a great job with the actors. It's extremely well shot, and he doesn't shy away from the blood and gore either. From sort of Jesse's wounds, from the handcuffs to uh, some of the issues with the husband, particularly dealing with a dog and the dog sort of eating the husband's flesh. You get to see that. You also get to see how Jesse escapes from the handcuffs, which, by the way, is pretty bloody and pretty gory. And I was watching it and I was like, wow, they went there. I was shocked. I didn't think they'd show that. It was really impressive. I was really happy that they showed it too. And I was like, okay, that's really cool. And what, I do have to admit, I think that these sort of psychological thriller type horror movies, they're a dime and a dozen. Look, you have the first Saw movie that's like that, and you have a few other ones like that, but nowadays no one's really doing these type of psychological horror movies now. I think this is a really fantastic, fantastic movie to get into, and it's got a ton of references to other Stephen King books, other Stephen King movies. It's even got references to other movies that Mike Flanagan directed. I won't say what all those references are. It's kind of fun to catch them, so I won't spoil it for you. But it's kind of cool. And you know what? This is now sort of a Stephen King renaissance now. Whether it's, The Dark Tower earlier this year, the It remake, this movie, I believe. There's also, I believe, the series or the I don't think it's a Netflix show or something, but the movie 1922, I think, is out now. I think they're just redoing a lot of Stephen King stuff. Stephen King is having a resurgence, and rightfully so. I think Stephen King is a great author. I think he's had a lot of wonderful books, and I think there's been a lot of great movies that have been adapted from his books. And you know what? I think this is one of them. This is an absolute recommend to you guys. I think this is an absolute worth it to watch. Just going in that, look, it's one person's POV for a while. And, there's not many character interactions. There's not many, quote unquote action scenes, I guess. So know going in that, you're going to get a psychological movie here. And that, it's not going to be all like crazy gore horror stuff. But I think if you know that going in, I think you'll really, really enjoy it. I will say one other thing. I think the ending to the movie, just like the book, I think that I'm not in love with it. I wish it would have ended at a certain point. And when it kind of continued, especially when it dealt with sort of the creepy tall dude in the movie, I was I was not as much of a fan of that ending as I wanted to be. I still liked it, and I thought that she did a great job, the actress really, you know, making it work. But I wasn't as a huge fan of it as maybe I wanted to be. But that doesn't take away from the movie, though. The movie is still fantastic, and it's worth your time to watch it. Absolutely. It's on Netflix streaming right now, so go ahead and watch it. And I gotta try to find the key to this damn thing. Is there a key here or something? Or is there a. How do you. How do you. Damn it, Bob has the key. Hey! 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 Hey, you know? Look, there's a little latch thing. Ah, oh, man. Ah. Oh. Hey, I guess I didn't need the key after all. Hey, Bob, I didn't need the key. Oh. Uh, I better go try to take Bob to the hospital before he rots on my living room floor. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoy the content on the channel. If you do, hit subscribe and you'll get more of it. Also, I'm on Twitter and Facebook, FilmFan108, so check me out there as well. Alright, I'm gonna try to pick Bob up. Wish me luck. Take care, guys.